That's right. Welcome to my 2022 Full Gear AEW predictions. Why did I word it like that? Hello, welcome, okay? I am not fully looking forward to this pay-per-view. I'm just going to say that right now. I kind of feel a little bit bad for saying that, but there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Tomato, tomato, okay? Whatever tickles your pickle, all right? Here's what we're going to do. If you've never seen these types of videos before, I'm just going to run down the match card. I'm going to give you my predictions. Remember, it's not what we want to happen, it's what we think's gonna happen, okay? I'm definitely gonna get sued for that. So the first match we've got is Wardlow versus Samoa Joe versus Powerhouse Hobbs for the TNT Championship. Wardlow needs to get the title off of him, okay? He's not really doing anything right now. He doesn't really have any exciting programs happening at the moment, so I feel as though that now is a good time. And it's Full Gear. It's like one of the big it's one of the big pay-per-views, you know what I'm saying? So right now it seems like a pretty decent time to get the title off of Wardlow. Who are they gonna give it to? If you give it to Hobbs, you could take Hobbs to all types of new heights, get him on all types of, but then again, I'm worried because they've done it to Wardlow where it's like, oh, this is going to be great, and then like nothing really happens, so like, I'm a little bit worried. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'm a little bit worried. I feel like if they gave it to Joe, he would have a little bit more character. I'm not going to lie to you. It would actually add a little bit of stock to his character in the sense of like, I'm a double champion, and well, actually, he's not the first double champion. It's Kenny Omega, isn't it? Actually, that was like his whole gimmick for like, what, 2021? Who do I think is going to win? I think that it's going to be Joe. I think they're going to give it to Joe, you know. I don't know. I've got this picture in my head of Joe like just blindsiding Hobbs, right? Either he's blindsiding someone, and the picture I have in my head is Joe choking somebody out. That's what I'm thinking. I'm picturing Joe choking somebody out at the end of it. Obviously, there's going to be some powerbomb symphonies, and it's big meaty men slapping. I can't use my other hand. It's big meaty men slapping meat, so you know it's going to be good. It's just a big horse fight. All right. I've got this picture in my head of Joe choking one of them out and being crowned a double champion, or the second double champion in history. Right. Next, Sting and Darby Allin versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. If Jeff Jarrett's crusty, he's not winning. The storyline so far hasn't been the absolute. It's not been great. I'm going to say that right now. It has not been great. It could be a lot worse, but I mean, silver linings, at least Jay Lethal is being on a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he's never been on a pay-per-view. I don't remember what pay-per-view he's been on, but I'm not saying that he's, but listen, he could definitely be in a better match, to be totally honest with you, okay? He doesn't have to be in this match, but what are you going to do? So, who do I think is going to win? It's going to be Darby Allin and Sting, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be Darby Allin and Sting. It's just one of those, like, feel-good matches. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the opening match, you know, just to sort of get everybody on their side. Saraya versus, oh my god, I just went along with that, huh? Next is Saraya versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. No championship, no gimmicks. It's just going to be Saraya versus Britt Baker. Saraya's winning. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to have this whole fiery baby face, you know, promo of like, oh, I got hit by a car and then somebody stole my ice cream when I was 5 and, you know, now I'm coming back to wrestling and all that sort of stuff. So it makes a lot of sense that, you know, she's going to come back and she's going to be bop boop. And Britt Baker is definitely the best type of, like, fodder for this type of deal, you know. You want, like, a Dolph Ziggler, a good wrestler, a good worker, a fantastic seller, and if they lose, it doesn't do anything to their character. So, obviously, Saraya is winning this one. Next, we have Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus in a steel cage match. I want Jungle Boy to win. It makes a lot of sense that Jungle Boy is going to win here because Luchasaurus and Christian have definitely been getting a one-up, like, every single time. You know, there have been a couple times where Jungle Boy has come up out of the woodwork and, like, you know, he's, you know, fought back and fought valiantly and everything like that, but usually it's Christian and Luchasaurus, like, standing over him, so it makes sense if Jungle Boy, like, he's more than likely going to do some crazy shit off the top of the cage, but yeah, it definitely makes a lot of sense for Jungle Boy to win, so that's who I've got. Next, we have Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose for the TBS Championship. Now, the last match that Jade Cargill had wasn't the greatest, okay? It was actually so bad that JD got absolutely, rinsed on Twitter, okay, for it, and it was still shit, which I think is, it is beautiful, okay? It's got some story, right? Albeit the story's a little bit weird. Does anybody remember when, Jade Cargill came out, what was it, on Rampage, and she was like, I'm not gonna leave until I get my belt back. And then Nyla Rose was on the Titantron, and she said like a really stupid song, and then she drove off while Vicky was like hanging out at the side of the car, and then she got up and then left. Man, wrestling's great, man. This is so stupid. I don't see Nyla Rose pulling a victory out. If it does happen, I feel like it's gonna happen via roll. I don't think it's gonna happen clean, and I don't think you should do that. Also, I just feel as though that. I don't know. I don't know how to put this because it's no shade to Nyla Rose, right? Honestly, if you would have anybody pin Jade Cargill clean, it would be Nyla Rose, or it would be Thunder Rosa, or it would be Mercedes Martinez or something, you know, like it would be someone who's been like around the world in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's gonna be Jade. I feel like it's not gonna be long, or no, it's not gonna be short, but I definitely feel like Jade is gonna like pull out the victory here. Next, it's Death Triangle versus the Elite for the AEW Trios Championship. The Elite are winning, aren't they? The Elite are winning. They're doing this big, ooh, our past was burned. Who cares? Jeez, you had the Death Triangle come out and announce it in the ring by themselves. It's so dumb, man. Lee. I don't want them to win. I don't want them to win. If they win, that's going to be really stupid. Honestly, if they win, that is going to be really dumb. That's going to be really dumb if they win. And I don't want them to do that. I want it to be Death Triangle. Is the match going to be absolutely fantastic? My man, it's Pentagon Jr., Rey Fenix, and Pac. And Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. People would probably die, then come back to life, and then die again, and then come back to life again not the wrestlers, I'm talking about the people watching, okay? They will lose their pea-sized minds, okay? Me included, okay? My mind is under a microscope. Because it's small, not because... Anyway, I don't want them to win. I feel like they are going to win, to be totally honest with you. I'm going to go ahead and just say, just to really cover my own ass, I'm just going to go ahead and say that, what the hell are their names? The Elite. I'm just going to say the Elite are going to win, because they're going to win, aren't they? Next, we have Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson versus Sammy Guevara versus Claudio Castagnoli for the Ring of Honor World Championship. I would like it to be Bryan Danielson. Who do I think is actually going to win? Claudio. I feel like Claudio, or maybe, you know what? I think Sammy might win. I think Sammy's going to pull out. I'm telling you, it's the thing of like Samoa Joe, and it's the whole thing with Samoa Joe in the match. I think that it's going to be a lot of just flying around, all types of craziness happen, right? I know, I'm worried about this falling out of my hand too. Someone does a finisher and someone rips him out, and then 1, 2, 3, he ends up being the champion. I feel like that is how I think it's going to happen. I don't think that that's exactly what's going to happen, but I've got a pretty good idea that that's potentially going to be the finish of the match. Sammy Guevara, slithers in and gets a win in that regard. You know what? Just because there's 4 of them, and honestly, it would make sense to put it on Claudio or have Jericho retain in some sort of fashion, or give it to Bryan Danielson just because he's the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's a pretty, it's one of those, swerves. Give it to Sammy. So I feel like Sammy's gonna win. Next, it's Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter for the interim AEW Women's Championship. Honestly, man, I feel like low-key, it is Jamie Hayter's time. I feel like it's Jamie Hayter's time. She's over. She's hot. You know what I'm saying? White hot. I mean, she's popular. Shut up. Now is her time to win the championship. I mean, yes, she's the interim championship, and that's blech, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, and listen, Toni's been doing absolutely phenomenally, okay? I'm not going to sit here and say that her title reign has been lackluster. It's been fantastic. She's had wonderful matches. I cannot sit here and list all the matches off because I think my brain's falling out of my ear, but a lot of the matches that I've seen with her in it, I've gone away being very satisfied. So I feel as though that if she does lose the championship, that's not really too bad. That's not really the end of the world, to be totally honest with you. I don't really see a gigantic issue coming off of that, That's why I feel like, all right, who's going to win? It's Full Gear. I'm going Jamie Hayter. There you go. Scott's Lock of the Week. I'm going Jamie Hayter, all right? Next, The Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory, AEW Tag Team Championship. The Acclaimed better retain. Nobody wants Swerve in Our Glory to win. Nobody. But I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. I think that is more than likely going to be the case. I feel as though that we are going to have Swerve do some, shady stuff, and that's how they win. Also, if you noticed, I think it was on Dynamite, it was Anthony Bowens, right? Versus Swerve, and then he had his arm in between his, and then he did one of those. Obviously, that's going to have a factor in the match, but man, I don't want them to win. I don't care. I don't want them to win. But they're gonna win, aren't they? That's how they're gonna win. Swerve's gonna do something sneaky, and they're also gonna play the arm into the match as well. I'm going with my heart on this one. I know that's not a good idea, but I'm going with my heart. I've got the Acclaim to win. I want them to win so bad. All right, jeez Louise. Next, Ethan Page versus Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, or Lance Archer. It's probably going to be Brian. Yeah, it's Ethan Page versus Brian Cage, right? Well, Ricky Starks isn't in this. We know that that's confirmed. We know Ricky Starks is not in this match. He's out due to an undisclosed injury, so it's not going to be Ricky Starks. Okay, who's winning out of Page, Cage, or Archer? I would say Cage, to be honest with you. And if by some weird fluke Cage isn't in the match, then Page. So Cage, and if Cage isn't in it, then Page is going to win. I don't know why I feel like Lance Archer is not in it. Because I swear they were like, we're going to do like a match and whoever wins between Cage and Archer or something like that. Listen, I don't know. I don't really feel like looking it up right now. Okay, sue me. So it's more than likely going to be, I'm going to say Cage, and then my secondary answer is going to be Page. Finally, Jon Moxley versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. It's got to be MJF. I mean, it's got to be. The salt of the earth, sympathy for the devil. It's got to be MJF. Moxley, you are an absolutely stellar wrestler, okay? You can put on fantastic matches. You're fantastic on the microphone. It is MJF's time. It is his time. If there's anybody who deserves the world championship, especially winning the poker chip and having the biggest pop of the night in his rival town, okay? He was in Chicago with CM Punk before it all went tits up, okay? And he got the biggest pop of the night. If you don't give that man the AEW World Championship, something is wrong with you in the cranial cavity. That's just the long and short of it. How's he going to win? I think he's going to do something real sneaky because, again, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. So if you're MJF and you call yourself the devil and you're running around pretending to be a babyface, you're obviously going to do some shady shit at the big pay-per-view in order for you to get the title. And I honestly, at this point, he really would have to commit murder in the middle of the ring for the crowd to start to hate him, because right now, I mean, it doesn't really seem like anybody is like against him at the moment. So maybe he's gonna fight till the end, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he's gonna be like the valiant babyface. I really think, and if it's just something like cheesy, if it's like a low blow or something, then it's like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not upset about the low blow. I'm upset about the low blow being the thing that he does to be like, oh, look, he's still an asshole. Like, yeah, but we saw him do that to W. Morrissey, you know? So it's like, it's not like that's out of his wheelhouse, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You would have to do something out. You would have to pull out like a burning hammer, you know what I'm saying? Something crazy where the crowd's like, oh, that's not on, you know? Something crazy like that. But man, MJF is winning the World Championship, okay? That's all I gotta say about that. So who do we got? We've got Samoa Joe winning the TNT Championship. Sting and Darby Allin are beating Jeff and Jay. Saraya's winning. Jungle Boy's beating Luchasaurus. Jade Cargill's retaining. The Elite are winning, aren't they? I mean, come on. Then we've got Chris Jericho. Sammy Guevara is gonna eke out a win. I'm gonna say Jamie Hayter. It's gonna be Swerve in Our Glory, isn't it? Golly. And Cage, but if not Cage, because of some type of like gobbledygook going on with like, you know, so-and-so's injured and undisclosed type deal, then Page. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say Cage. Cage is my main answer, okay? I want Cage is my main answer. But if Cage isn't in the match because of like, you know, some shifting around and card placement and stuff like that, then we're gonna go with Page, okay? I'm not picking two people. I'm picking one person, and if one person isn't in it, I'm picking my secondary answer, okay? And then MJF is winning the AEW World Championship. Folks, that's gonna do it for this episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, because I certainly enjoyed making it. And I'll definitely catch you guys in the next one.